Biostimulators, how to build face volume with Mayster PLLA and Gouri. So basically we're going to be tackling volume by using Mayster and Gouri in our face. I'll be doing all of this live in my Skin and Wellness app, so make sure to download the app from the link below if you want to watch this demo. We're going to be tackling my little lines right here with some Innotox. We'll also be placing Mayster along our lip, and we're going to throw in some gold threads to help build up this volume right under here. Earlier this year, I shared with you how I lost so much facial volume from using the peptide semaglutide for weight loss, aka Ozempic. And I know many of you guys have watched those videos and been like, oh my goodness, should I use Ozempic or semaglutide? She lost a lot of volume in her face. This happens because of the fat pads. And as I've mentioned previously, semaglutide was a lot more effective than I ever thought possible. And the benefits of it still outweigh the negatives, such as some of the hair shedding and some of the facial volume loss. So if you ever catch my videos and think that I'm upset about using semaglutide or I would be against using it for someone, no. I think it's amazing. I think you just have to be really responsible with how much protein you're getting in every day. It is, of course, a journey, and this is my real life, and I just continue to journey and share it with you and hopefully continue to do self-improvement so we can continue to help fix my face. And with that said, let's do the disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1. Allowance is made for the fair use of purpose such as criticism, code news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. This channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All contents provided by this channel are meant for educational and entertainment purposes to help other women and men. There is an attack on true, helpful information from genuine sources. Please help me combat this attack by sharing this video with as many of your friends as possible. I apologize that every video needs to include this disclaimer as my videos are marked for adults. Unfortunately, this is our current landscape and I appreciate your understanding and support. Let's begin with Mayster PLLA. I've already made a video comparing Mayster PLLA to my experience with Sculptra, but here's the quick version. PLLA is a plant-derived material that kickstarts collagen production when injected into the skin. We're talking temples, cheeks, mouth. Now, the next day you might feel like you were punched in the face after using Mayster PLLA, but don't worry, it fades and you'll be completely fine. This will be my third application of Mayster PLLA this year in 2024. And I continue to document it just so that for you can go back easily and be like, oh wow, there is a change, or no, it doesn't seem like there is. I'm not trying to sell you guys on anything. I'm just journeying and experiencing life, and I share it with you. Gouri is special because it is the first liquid PCL injectable. This stuff does it all. Lifts, tightens, fills wrinkles, and smooths skin texture. And the best part is, it works naturally over time as the PCL breaks down, stimulating your own collagen. What I love about Gouri is that it seamlessly blends well with the skin, giving you a natural look. Plus, it keeps working up to 6 months, and you can do 1 treatment a month. And in today's live, I'll be using the BAP technique, which is a method for injecting thicker materials like Gouri. This method requires 10 injection spots to rejuvenate the face. The first injection is marked at the center of your forehead, centered over your eye. Mine is about 3 centimeters above my eyebrow. The second injection is 2 centimeters lateral of the nostril. The third injection is 3 centimeters lateral of the second mark. The fourth injection is 3 centimeters lateral from the corner lip centered between marks 2 and 3. The fifth injection is 2 centimeters lateral from your eye. These 5 injections get repeated on both sides of your face, making it a total of 10 spots. The Gouri box contains a 1 ml syringe of liquid PCL, and the syringe has 10 marks on it for each spot, which is 2 cc's per injection site, placed deep in the dermis, and 1 box is enough for 1 face treatment. The BAP method is usually utilized with thicker products, including Gouri or something like this Innoblonk, or you might be familiar with Profilo. Profilo differs from Gouri or Innoblonk because both Gouri and Innoblonk are both PCL biostimulators, whereas Profilo is a hydrator. It's a cross-linked hyaluronic acid that's going to boost hydration in your face. It's not necessarily going to encourage collagen stimulation, but Profilo also uses the BAP technique because it's a thicker product. And the whole point of the BAP technique is for safety. Those points are identified as safe anatomical positions for injectables. And from those injection spots, the product can build across your face without a risk of vascular occlusion. Although Gouri can be thick and we will be utilizing the BAP technique for placing it in my face, it does flow through a 30 gauge meso needle. So that means it's still pretty fine. You do have to apply some pressure. So if you want to use a 29 gauge, you could for an easier flow, but the 30 gauges worked fine for me. We will also be doing a quick Innotox touch-up. A couple months ago, I did a full face treatment with Innotox. And if you missed that video, it's linked here. I've been noticing some rainbow lines above my eyebrows, so I want to take care of those today. So I'll be adding 2 units of Innotox Botox on each side to smooth that out. These injections are lateral to the center line of your pupil, and I will be injecting straight into each arch. And because 3 products weren't enough, we're actually doing a 4th thing. I'm going to be adding some gold threads. I'm going to be placing 5 25mm length gold threads underneath my eyes. And I'm going to stack them through here. So it'll be 5 on one side and 5 on the other. I've used shorter 12mm gold threads before, and I had a lot of trouble. These longer 25mm gold threads should be easier to work with because they are on longer needles, which is easier for inserting. So fingers crossed, we're able to build up the volume and brighten my under eyes because they have lost so much volume. So that's my full plan for today's facial rejuvenation. If you caught my video a few weeks ago where I showed you where I was going to inject my neck to help tighten and make it look younger and more youthful, this is 1 week out from it. And it was kind of amazing because I didn't even bruise during this experience, which I typically do bruise. So that was amazing. A tip about Gouri: it can be hard to inject sometimes because of the material. One idea is you warm it up a little bit before using it. And one person I saw stuck it in their bra to help warm it up. So you could do that. I'm going to test that idea today. All right, my face is nice and clean, and before injections like this, I like to numb up. And one of the ways I get my numbing cream in deeper is that I use a micro needling roller, just a really basic one, just to open up my skin a little bit. Then using a silicone brush, I apply the numbing cream to my face, and then I lock it on with plastic wrap to help it sit in. I plan to numb up my cheeks and around my mouth today. I also take a bunch of arnica tablets right before to help with bruising. And like I share a lot, here are the maps that I make for myself, and these are found on my website, and you can print them as free downloads and remember what you do every time. So I'm going to transfer these to my face. The first marks are going to be for my Innotox. These are the things we're treating. You see how I'm getting these rainbow arcs here? So that means that we've placed a lot of tox in the center of our frontalis, but we need more over here laterally to keep this muscle from buckling and creating those wrinkles. So I'm going to go laterally from my pupil out. I'm going to do 2 units there. I'm going to do 2 units there into the wrinkle. Same thing here. I'm going to do another one there. I'm going to do another one there too. And I'll add that to my map. That looks good for our tox. The other exact markings we need to make for this are the Gouri marks because we're doing the BAP method for that. I make these pieces of paper to help me mark out for the BAP method quickly. So here's my 2cm one, and this is my 3cm one. For the one above our eyebrow in the center of our head, it's going to be here. I'm making them larger so that I know they're different than the tox. For the nostril one, I just line it up against my nostril and then I go to the edge of it. For the one beyond, I take my 3cm, line it up to my 2 mark in line with my nostrils, so we're keeping a line across. And there's my next one. For the dot down here, we have our 3cm card. So it needs to be in that line, and it also needs to be 3 centimeters, and you can see that it lines up pretty well at 3 centimeters. That's nice how you can check that. And then the last place is next to your eye. You can see in this diagram that it's 2 centimeters away from your eye, coming off the side, and then also coming off the center of the pupil. And then you have this 2 centimeter area, this little ring that you can place Gouri in. So I'm going to put it off to my side of my eye, but you could obviously go anywhere as long as you don't go beyond the center of your pupil. So staying between here to here. And there's our 5th spot for Gouri. And you'll do the same thing on the other side. For the Maester PLLA, I'm not going to mark because I'm just going to be doing a bunch of injections, but all those injections are going to start around here and are going to come through this whole area of my cheek. And then I'm also going to do above my mouth, which is why we're going to numb this whole area right in here. I'm going around my dots just because I don't want to microneedle in the color, but you can see that I'm just trying to open up the skin just so that when I lay down the numbing cream, it will go in better. Definitely above my lip. This is where I want to place a lot, and in the nasolabial fold. So I definitely want to make sure that that skin is going to get as numb as possible since that area hurts the most. Now we coat with our numbing cream. I'm not coating my forehead because these injections won't hurt me. It's not like the cheeks or the mouth. Then it's plastic on. This is just regular saran wrap that I just cut into little squares that'll fit. And then a little rectangle for above my mouth. This is also why we'll take care of our Innotox injections first, because we get more time with the numbing cream to stay on. And so we'll tackle the top first, then we'll pull off one side, tackle that side, then we'll go to the other side. And then after that, I will be placing those threads underneath my eyes, which is why I have a lot of numbing cream right underneath my eyes as well. And that is how I set up and get ready to do this. I'll be back after my injections and I'll let you know how it all feels. So actually, I'm just gonna do those two right there. The gold threads are such an interesting experience when you pull it out. Sometimes you can like almost hear or feel the metal on metal moving across each other as the gold thread comes out of the needle's hole. I want you to go inside. Okay, let's do two. The goal is to brighten and heighten here. So now we just need to do that same 3 pattern on the other side and we will be done. I cannot believe it. Okay, if I had my clippers down here, I would clip it. I need to go use a really close-up magnifying glass and mirror and light with them to get that. And I'll let you guys know if I get it in Instagram stories. I'm amazed that I got through it as fast as I did. I was about to think I won't get through this much. I'm just gonna hydrate my face, clean it up, fix this thread. If I can't get it clipped and underneath the skin, then I'll just pull it out. Because if you don't pull them out, you have to pull them out if you can't get it embedded in the skin, okay? I'll see you guys soon, and thank you again, you guys. You're the best. I know I look like a train wreck, but that's what happens when you do a bunch of mesotherapies and threads all together. For those who just watched it in the app, I did fix that thread. So I had a thread that's tail was hanging out, which can happen with gold threads in particular, and I was able to clip it with some really tiny magnifying glasses and scissors and tuck it back underneath the skin. So that one is set and I didn't lose it. Okay, I am done doing that live experience in my app where I placed the gold threads, the Mayster PLLA, the Gouri, and I even treated a little bit of eyebrow tox. It is all done. Obviously my face is a little bit torn up, but that's what happens. And this is after. This is what I look like after I washed my face. I just got the Lamara Viso medical grade light therapy mask. And I thought we should try it out. This is like the perfect situation to test how powerful this mask is. Okay, so I have it all put together. The thing about this mask is that it has more lights. It's supposed to be a lot more powerful and a lot more effective. It's gonna run for 10 minutes. And I can get up because it's battery powered. I'm not plugged into the wall and it's super lightweight. Actually, it's super comfortable. That's one thing that I'm noticing immediately. And look at how much light it's putting off. I'm going to turn off the lights and let's check it. This is so cool, right? Look at this. All right, there we are. We did 10 minutes in the new Lamara mask. See what we think. It definitely felt intense. Like, definitely I felt more heat from it. But the thing that I loved about it so far, just from the initial of wearing it, is just how comfortable it is. I've worn a ton of these masks. I have the Omnilux. I have all those types of ones. This one is so much more comfortable. Like, it doesn't feel as heavy. And those ones are tremendously better than those old hard plastic ones for sure. But this one is even lighter. Really looking forward to using this and seeing what I think and if it improves all of this. We'll see you in the morning. It's 5 a.m. the next morning. It's amazing to me how full my face is right now, especially under here. It's also amazing to me how much I did not bruise. I thought that, I mean, I see that I'm bruised, but I thought that I would have bruised a lot more. To follow up on the pain, your face does feel tight and kind of punched, which is why it looks so full. So there's a lot of inflammation going on, but definitely I'm liking where I see the volume and kind of the inflammation because I feel like that's where it's going to grow. It feels really tight above my lips too, which is amazing. And I just put on some face oil because I'm about to go to yoga this morning. I placed the threads right underneath here, so that's why you can see some of that bruising. I did put the Maester PLLA above my lip, hence some of that bruising. The forehead really didn't bruise that much. So far, so good. I just put on some makeup on top of all my bruises. I tried to do as best of color correcting as I can, but I'm not great at it. You can see that the modeling though, like if you remember from last night, and the blebs that kind of give raised surfaces. The only two that I noticed still are what I like to refer to as my horns on my head. Those ones are the Gouri injections, and the Gouri takes a little bit longer to go down. And this is almost 28 hours after finishing the mesotherapy and the threads. I just washed my face so you can see the bruising underneath my eyes in particular. You can also see that some of the swelling and the edema has come down. I'm sad about that because I like that extra pressure there, the fullness.